I 100% think don't do your research, get your little fact sheet together to present to HR or your boss to have that discussion. Because threatening to quit off the right at the bat, they're going to be like, okay, whatever, we can replace you. Because you are always replaceable at your job, no matter what they say. If you're going to quit, you're going to quit. If you unfortunately end up passing away, they're going to replace you. Okay? Yeah. So always remember that. So taking a name, if you coded the door, welcome to the game. Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Dear Dilemma. Had a good weekend?
Yeah, it was pretty good. What about yours?
I helped my dad around his house. I went through 6 boxes of mail that I found all the way back from like 1992.
Stop. He still had that?
We're working on it. He's not a hoarder, guys, by any means, but that he was. But anyways, that's what I did. I've been helping get his house put back together. He retired. Woo-woo. So getting him in a new routine. So yeah, we're excited to be back with you this week.
Yes. And we have a new dilemma.
We do have a new dilemma.
I'm going to go ahead and read it because
I hope
it's a good one. I love my job and love what I do. I even enjoy my team of coworkers as we all vibe well. But after doing some research, I've noticed I'm being underpaid. Ooh. I don't want to find another job as I love mine, but I should be compensated to what I deserve. How do I handle this? I'm nervous to ask for more money, but I know I deserve to be paid fairly. Yes, you do.
100%, especially in this economy, girl or boy. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. So I actually was in a similar position myself with this, where I got into a higher position, and then our companies switched companies, and then I didn't say anything because it is a scary thing to do, because then, I mean, it's a scary thing to do, but what I have come to terms with, and actually what HR told me is, what is it? The worst thing that's going to happen is
they say no.
We say no. Yeah. But it's better to reach out and ask, but you got to back it up. You can't just like, I'm being underpaid, pay me more. You have to actually have some information yourself to present to HR or your boss.
Yes.
To ask for an increase.
I totally agree. I feel like you have to have a list of like, you know, what do you do that's on top of your job description, like duties? Like, what do you do that goes above and beyond? How have you helped the company? You can even put like, if you can put percentages or numbers to that, like, hey, I increased sales to X amount, or, you know, if you're like in the like health world, like we go by productivity. So it's like, oh, my productivity percentage has increased to this amount, and I'm consistently bringing this amount of productivity, or like projects that you've worked on that you've maybe like been the lead on or helped with
locally. Well, in your I would put an X mile of radius around you. So like maybe, you know, your local state and the 2 next to you, do some research of what your position is and find salary of what that position is making all over the state or in the state next to you, and kind of come up with a median or an average. Yeah. And if that's not where you're at, then you present that as well, because that they will then realize. And so when I did it, I had all the information, like, this is what I do, this is what I've been doing, this is where I'm at, I'm growing the business, blah, 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 blah. This is the median average salary range in my state, and this is the one, you know, around it. Clearly, you can see I'm being underpaid, you know, well, I didn't say that, but, you know, basically, you have to have your facts and your research. And sent to HR, and they were like, you know, HR's job is also to actively do that research themselves to make sure that their employees are being paid where they're supposed to be paid, but they have a lot on their plate too. So that some of that stuff gets kind of pushed back.
Absolutely.
And when I reached out, and she's like, absolutely, like, please keep up on this if we don't, because we don't want you to feel like that. Now, that's not going to be everywhere. Sometimes, like, I'm sorry, if you're a server and you're like, I want to get paid more, they're like, yeah, okay, go pick another table up. You know, it's a little bit, it's different in the different realms. But like our writer said, if you found a good company, you have a really good team,
you like the work environment, like the vibe, all that's good.
Have that talk with your boss, especially if you have a good relationship with your boss, to be like, hey, this is where I'm at. Am I wrong for thinking this? How can we get the steps to get to this? Because let's be honest, raises nowadays,
they're hard.
They are
harder
hard to get. Sometimes they don't happen. Sometimes they're pushed back for months. Like you expect to get one, or, you know, let's be honest, economy has sucked since COVID, and it's getting worse.
Yeah. And I think sometimes, like, people are like, oh, well, I don't want to go all the way to the point where I just threaten to quit
That's not always the case.
to get what I want. And
don't do that
think,
first.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that some people have done that, and then they're like, they get to that point where they're like, ooh,
I don't have a backup plan.
Yeah, like, but I don't want to actually quit. I just wanted to, like, threaten to quit to get what I wanted, and then it doesn't work out in their favor. So I think being honest, like you said, and just saying, like, hey, you know, am I wrong for thinking this? I feel like I'm doing a good job and bringing XYZ to the team. These are all the credentials I have, the things that I've done, and I can prove it.
Yeah. And so I know they say don't speak about how much you make to your other coworkers, and they keep it so secretive. And I'm like, why?
I don't understand that.
Well, what I've been told before, and this isn't at the current job I'm at, but what I've been told in the past is the reason why, and maybe it was just this company, that they don't want you to is because then if everyone's pushing to make the same, then they can't give out bonuses or extra things like that. And you're like, I'm already not getting them. So
yeah, why does it matter?
Oh, your pizza party you want me to have? Thanks. Right. Like those are like those incentives and stuff. That's why I've been told in the different company that that's why we don't want you to talk about it, because then we can't do these extra fun things. And you're like, but I would
like
rather get paid more than do a bonus every 6 months.
Yeah. I don't feel like that
I want my money now.
That sounds like kind of a bad excuse, really.
I don't know if that's it. I mean, that's just what that company has said. I'm not with them anymore. But yeah.
Well, the sucky thing, so like, I'll just kind of share my own personal situation. I can't like really ask for a raise. So
are you maxed?
I'm maxed out on our pay scale. I'm only like 10 years in with experience, but I'm already maxed out. So I can't qualify for merit-based raises. Otherwise, like, I would be getting those because every year I've gotten really good merit scores that I could get a merit increase, but I'm tapped out, so they won't give me the merit.
See, I don't think they should do that either.
I know. All they will give me is the cost of living. So thankfully, I've gotten the cost of living every year. That's helped a little bit. But I'm like, if I got merit too, like, that would be
Why did they do that? Why is that a thing?
I don't know, because I'm like, it's kind of just frustrating because I'm like, okay, so I've only been here for 6 years total, and I'm already tapped out.
That's insane. You know who we should put a cap on? The government.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, so at some point, do I leave and come back and end up making more or not make more at all, like make the same amount but lose my longevity? It's like,
have you done any of the research to see if local, like in your state-wise, if they're making more elsewhere with the same position?
I'm pretty much like exactly where I should be, I think, for the amount of years of experience I've had. But again, I'm tapped out. So if I go somewhere else, maybe their pay scale's higher. Like, maybe I wouldn't be maxed out. I mean,
everybody always wants more money because, I mean, let's be honest, eggs are $6. Okay.
Right.
Like, this is insane right now.
This is
like,
the world we live in.
Gas is cheaper than eggs. Crazy to me. So everyone does need more money, and it's just hard. And I 100% think, don't do your research, get your little fact sheet together to present to HR or your boss to have that discussion. Because threatening to quit off the right at the path, they're going to be like, okay, whatever, we can replace you. Because you are always replaceable at your job, no matter what they say. If you're going to quit, you're going to quit. If you unfortunately end up passing away, they're going to replace you. Okay? Yeah. So always remember that. So have that conversation first with your boss. And maybe your boss will guide you as well on how to, like what to do. Maybe they're the ones that can change it or need to talk to HR. Or I talked to my boss first because I wanted him to be aware, like, hey, this is how I'm feeling. This is what I'm found. Like, the math ain't math. And then he encouraged me to take my points directly to HR and then have that conversation with them.
I think that's great because I feel like either he could have advocated for you to HR himself or just allowed you to go that pathway.
And then he said, if you need me to pop in, I can.
Yeah.
I have a really good boss. I told him that today.
That's kind of like following the chain of command, though. I think it's good to include your boss first because you don't want to just run straight to HR. And then it's like you're undercutting your own boss, like
Yeah.
not going to them and saying like, hey, I really would like to discuss this with you and maybe take it to HR.
Yeah.
I think that's great. I'm glad that you brought that up because I definitely think chain of command is an important thing when you're trying to ask for a pay increase.
Now, if you go and your boss sucks and they're like, no, 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 then go around them and be like,
Right.
you know what? I don't like the way you're talking to me.
or they've continued to like shut you down, but not giving you a good reason or
Yeah.
not advocating for you or like kind of just, blowing you
agree.
off. Maybe go that route.
Agree, 100%. So, yeah, that's, our advice to you for that. And, good luck to you. And hopefully you do get the pay increase that you deserve.
Yeah,
and
get that money.
Yeah.
Heck
Money,
yeah.
money, money, money. So we hope you helped. Anyone that has any extra advice, drop the comments below. And, follow us on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram.
And subscribe to
Oh,
us.
yeah. And submit. We need submissions.
Yeah.
We
make
need submissions. We usually have them on our Instagram story, the little link. But the link is on our Instagram and I think TikTok.
Yeah, it's in the tagline. So if you click on
just may
like
have
our
to-
About Us, you should find the link.
100%
be able to
anonymous.
click there. Yeah.
Turn them in.
Yes, because we need more submissions. This is like fun for us to
Yeah.
do this, and we want to keep doing it. And we need you guys to continue writing in your dilemmas. And I have a new mantra, so I want you guys to have this new mantra. But do it for Dear Dilemma.
Yeah. Send them in. So stay tuned to our next episode on Thursday. We'll see you then.